Alright, so here we go. Mineski Strife spawning as a green Zerg, 3 o'clock position. Datte spawning as a yellow Protoss in a 9 o'clock position. Best of 5 series in favor of Strife 2 to 1. This is game number 4.
Yeah, and looking at this map now, I'm just looking around to see what's up here. So it's a very incredibly small choke point here outside on that ramp, and it's actually you can actually do the Forge Fast Expand on this map. The point isn't really that big, and the Forge usually is on its side, so it actually could be very viable here. You just have to break a pylon later or something if you do it wrong. And for Strife, his natural isn't that far either. And looking at it, even the creep spread is relatively close. All he has to do is put one more creep tumor, I think, just in between the natural and the main, and that's already covering the entire ramp and connecting both bases.
And I just see that space shark over there when the drone passed by. Amazing. First time I saw this one. So anyway, drone and probe meet. Drone will be scouting drone 4. JaBiTo will be entering Datte's base in a few seconds. And looks like same build from JaBiTo. Four games in a row, going for the gas, then spawning pool, followed by the quick expansion.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if Strife is going to be gas stealing this game as well. It looks like he might be thinking about it. If you have the opportunity to gas steal, just do it, because you're going to delay so many things, and it looks like Datte may not... I don't think he has the minerals to do it, but he definitely should be saving up some just in case there's a bit of a gas attempt.
So anyway, 2 probes chasing down this drone. Pylon about to go down. Datte is still not sure. And actually Strife was about to steal that gas until the probe planted that simulator in the Vespine geyser.
Yeah, and that's very important now. So this gas, he's going to have to finish it. Oh. I just heard the horn in your background. And even that, I thought for a second there that Strife actually took both gas, but that isn't going to be the case, because I guess the arrangement of the gas is right next to the other. So it actually, I was looking at the mini map. Anyway, so we see the speedling upgrade being researched here, and a queen is about to spawn, just going to add a little bit of a larva power, and we do see the expansion go down. That was a 19 hatch. So I don't know. I think you play Zerg. So is that hatch incredibly late?
When you go for the speeding upgrade first, you're gonna need the 100 minerals. So you delay the hatchery a bit. So instead of getting that around 15 food count, you get it around 18 to 19, even 21 food count. It's perfectly fine.
Okay. Yeah. Some people they have different views when they do Zerg. Like a lot of them opting to do the 14 hatch, and then there he goes. So Feeling's coming in here, and ooh, Sentry using up his force field there. He actually,
I think
there.
It's just nerves catching on Datte. And
yeah.
Previously when you said that most Zergs prefer the 14 hatch, we just saw Nooks use the 14 hatch build in 2 games, and he just lost because Datte knows how to beat the 14 hatch build with the cannons, and that's why we see players like JaBiTo going for the later expansion just to be safe and stay in the game longer against Protoss.
Yeah, he's definitely a smart player. So it looks like we're going to be seeing that pylon go down here, and it's going to be 3 gateways or 3 work gates so far for Protoss. For Zerg, okay, so it looks like, ooh, the creep tumor just barely touches the outside of that ramp, and there we go, it finally touches. So that one creep tumor, I think, pretty much did it all, and that's actually quite remarkable. So we see them morphing into a layer, and he's probably gonna think about getting his second gas soon if he's going to be going that mute attack.
Yeah, it's pretty safe to go the tech path. JaBiTo's going his build is completely safe since Protoss went for an expansion, and I think it would have been better if all of these Zerglings were made into drones instead.
Yeah, I definitely think so. He should have known that there was an expansion, so he should be free to drone up. And we see the extractors finally coming up here, so he's gonna definitely be a baller in gas. But it looks like he's also trying to move out against that stalker, but that army is going to scare those lings off. Now, for Datte, it looks like he's researching hallucination. Now, I think he might be doing a Phoenix hallucination. It's quite scary, but against the lesser experienced players, it would work because it forces them to overreact if they're not careful enough. But I think Strife is good enough to realize what's a real unit and what isn't.
Yeah, and I think that this will be the first big attack going on in this game. Roach is up against gateway units. Force fields goes off. One Roach gets cut off, but not taken out, still alive. And this pylon didn't cancel that pylon, even though he knows that the pylon's about to get taken out. So Datte will be retreating his gateway army, and Roaches will be just sitting tight in the space, waiting for more reinforcements until this burrow in. Other upgrades for Roaches to finish.
Yeah, it's a very good thing to just stay back, wait for the upgrades to come in, and try to see what he can do. So it looks like a Stargate coming out here for Datte, and it looks like Zerg is moving out, and it's actually, by moving out, he's actually doing the right thing, and it looks like I was right about the Phoenix hallucination.
And Datte is getting pushed back further and further. Who will win this clash? Force fields goes off, cutting those Roach army. Zealots pounding against those Roaches. More units getting warped in. Stalkers just shooting away. One Roach gets taken out, and Strife fails to push that army back further.
And that pylon ended up not getting taken out in that fight. If he focused the pylon, he might have been in a lot better shape since they would have to walk all the way over there. But it's a bit unfortunate. And now I'm noticing this flying shark.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And they have they used to have a panda bear guy, but it looks like we have a flying shark instead.
It's very mesmerizing.
Yeah, it is. It's actually a pretty crazy detail on this map. Huh.
So yeah, let's go back to the ball game. Pure Roach army coming from JaBiTo. Burrow this finish, +1 attack on the way, and I think he will go for another push here. And here he goes. Big battle going off. Void Ray out for Datte, going to deal this Roach army, no problem at all. Guardian Shield goes off. Force fields in. All spells, and Roaches just getting shot down. And this is pretty bad news for JaBiTo.
Yeah, so now he sees a Void Ray, and he's thinking about laying down the Hydralisk Den, and there we go, the Hydralisk Den does go down, and so do the missile attack upgrades, and they should finish. I think it's a good idea to upgrade. Now, I wonder if Datte is thinking about pushing in now, because he doesn't have an observer out. That's what happens when you don't have a robotics facility. So you lose out on some of the scouting info, but you gain the air superiority in the matchup by getting Void Rays.
Yeah,
and there we go. Being annoying. Go ahead.
Right, Datte's moving in. Overlord gets taken out, and Burrowed Roaches just underneath this army. Let's see what JaBiTo will be doing. Will be deciding on these Roaches. And Datte just going to hunt Overlords down. So, go ahead, Gino.
Oh, I was about to say, Well, we have an encounter now. There's 2 Hydras on the field, but they're gonna get taken out. Bro Roach is finally unburrowing and trying to do a little bit of a two-pronged attack here, but it's too weak on the other side. So one Void Ray gets taken out, and it looks like Strife actually could just pull ahead. He's got units streaming in, and oh my god, it's looking incredibly close, but it looks like Strife will pull ahead because Hydras are just spawning out of nowhere now, and it looks like Strife is in a very good position, but Datte's still warping in some Stalkers.
Yeah, actually, Datte forgot to rally his warpin units from this pylon at the center of the map. He has like 5 Stalkers standing there idly while the battle was happening.
And there he goes. So the pylon finally does get taken out, and it looks like Strife is going to be looking to counterattack. He's got the Hydras, so it looks like he thought about splitting his army, but he's going to be regenning his roaches. I think he realized that he needed to regen, so he's just going to be doing that for a bit. And I think he's going to be waiting a bit longer. And it looks like Strife is also wisely taking his third base.
Yeah, and looks like Datte will be going for a Colossus tech, getting the extended thermal lance upgrade, as well as one Colossus. Hallucination, pretty late, because here comes the battle. Stalkers and Zealots up against Roach Hydra. And this sheer number of... Actually, Datte may lose this battle since Hydra just deals so much damage. But I think Datte can defend this, since all Roaches got taken out. Once Roaches are out of a Roach Hydra army, the Hydra are exposed. Hydralists are so weak, only having 80 HP. So yeah, and that's what just happens. Datte just defended against the Roach Hydra push.
Yeah, and that was a very good defense by Datte, even though he lost quite a bit of probes in that exchange. So let's look at the Harvester count. 37 to 26. Strife in the lead, and actually that's a low number of drones at this point in time, I would think. The first Colossus is out. Thermal Lance is just about to finish. Just a few more ticks, and it looks like it's about there. But it looks like Roaches coming out, and looking at the unit composition, we have 11 Roaches, 2 Hydras, 4 Lings, against 3 Zealots, 2 Colossi, 9 Stalkers, and 1 Sentry.
Oh, nice play here by JaBiTo, placing both burrowed Zerglings just outside Datte's natural, and this will signal JaBiTo when is Datte moving out of his base.
Exactly. So it's going to be a bit longer, because even though the army competition doesn't look that big on Protoss, for Protoss side, Strife's army doesn't look better either. So it's just a matter of time before Datte decides maybe I should push out, maybe I should be getting my third Colossus, and I think now he's going to be getting an Observer, wisely finally getting one, because I think he's getting tired of burrowed play and being scouted.
Yeah, but I think Datte should be moving out. He's waiting for the Observer. Observer just done. He should be moving out right now since his time is running out. JaBiTo's army is getting bigger and bigger as the time goes by, and yeah, he's moving out right now. Zerglings get taken out. This will go off the signal for JaBiTo that he has moved out. He should be prepared for this attack. But I think that will be a bluff from Datte, since Datte will be expanding and getting third base.
Still continuing to pump out hallucinations, and even if it was real, Strife is actually prepared for this. So we see the Corruptors coming out, and that's your typical reaction from Zerg. And also we're seeing the Infestation Pit come out as well. So Tunneling Claw is also about to get finished, and that's going to be really good news for Zerg.
Yeah, and Datte is not focusing on army production, just focusing on getting this Nexus up, and his entire army is practically parked by the third base, and Strife, I think he's going for an attack since his Roach Hydra army is right above the. Oh, and just right ago, Datte spots the army. JaBiTo retreats, going to change a plan. I'm not sure what JaBiTo's up to right now.
Looking at the army type, it's 161 to 127, and it looks like he was waiting for those Corruptors to join the fight. So those Corruptors will be focusing down those Colossi, and I'm thinking about maybe he's going to tech up to a Greater Spire, and thinking about Broodlords. That would be extremely effective on this matchup. So looks like Strife going to be thinking about it. Corruptor's taking a bit of damage here, and getting caught out of a little bit out of position with some of these units, and he could lose a lot here, and even this third base. So, oh my god, the Colossus hallucinations, and oh my god, Strife is not fooled, so he's going to be coming in here, focusing down those Colossi. Nice force field to cut off the rest of his army, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit close here. Cutting a little bit close, there's only sentries and stalkers left, but it looks like Datte is actually going to pull ahead in this matchup, because there's way too many Corruptors, and there's a lot more of everything else from Datte in this base. But it looks like Strife could actually go back there and probably do a bit more damage. He's got the regen on his side, and he's got the Hydras as back support, so he definitely could go back in there and try to finish the job.
Yeah, but what Datte should be doing right now is stop Colossus production and start pumping out Immortals, since JaBiTo is just getting huge amounts of roaches, and those Corruptors are practically useless against Immortals. And here we go, another battle going off. Huge Roach army coupled with the support from Hydras, and Corruptors just dishing out huge damage against that single Colossus. Colossus gets taken out, and those Corruptors putting corruption on the Stalkers, something up. Datte GG's, and JaBiTo wins this series 3-1. Congratulations to JaBiTo, and that's a pretty epic series over there. Congratulations to